Hi guys, good evening. It's currently nearly 7:20 on a Sunday evening in southern Spain, and you may be able to see, I don't know if the camera's picking up my attire. I've got a pair of jeans on, and I'm only telling you I've got a pair of jeans on because it's been stonking it all day, and I've put a pair of jeans on because I was sat on the couch looking through YouTube and looking at a few comments on the last video I put out, and it suddenly inspired me to get off my backside, put a pair of jeans on and go for a ride. So I'm going to go down to the other house and I'm going to get the Super Meteor 650 out, because this time of day, as the heat of the sun is somewhat dissipated, beautiful time to ride when you've got the dappling of the shadows on the mountains, and really calming and good way to chill out before the work of the coming week. So a lot of comments on the video I posted yesterday by the Vosges 900 and the 300, and just talking about Chinese bikes in general, and yeah, mixed thoughts really. A lot of conjecture. A lot of people still think that the Chinese, being a communist country and not aligned to Western values, are a major threat, and I can see that from certain perspectives. Obviously the world's in turmoil at the moment. We're in a bad place with everything in the world, in Europe as well, with Ukraine and what's going on in the Mediterranean, the right side of the Mediterranean over in Palestine and Israel, etc. So yeah, and Russia with Ukraine and all the things going on around the world. And there is some feeling of fear, I would think, with a lot of people with the Chinese markets. So yeah, valid points, guys, but at the end of the day, like I said in the video, there's not a lot of manufacturers that are capable of putting out bikes to the standard that we want them at, a price that most people can afford. If you look at Triumph, I've had a few over the years. They're a nice brand and a nice quality bike, but much more of them are being made now in Asia than they are in the UK Triumph plants, and most of the parts are being factored out into the Far East, and most of us are unaware where they're actually coming from, probably from China. None of us were aware that last 20 years BMW's engines were being made by Lonsin, a Chinese company. So yeah, it's a mixed bag. I mean, KTM's the same with CF Moto, big collaboration there. And KTM possibly going under and going bankrupt. I don't know how that'll affect CF Moto, but yeah, the world is changing, and motorcycles changing. There's a big thing with MAG in the UK over bikers' rights and the push away from the internal combustion engine and how it's going to affect us in general. So my thoughts, I'm going to jump on the Super Meteor, which is around there in the garage. I'll twist the camera around, and the garage, I should say, a big porch, and I'm going to tootle around the camp. I'll put the camera on and we'll chat a bit more on the ride. I'm going to look at a ruin. As someone had sent me a link to an old ruined finca. Well, it's not actually ruined, the roof looks okay on it, but believe it or not, the guy's selling it for 14,000 euros. Doesn't seem to be a lot of land with it. Whether it's actually legal or not, I don't know, but it's not far from me, so I thought I'd get on a bike and just have a toodle. I'm not going to get kitted up, so don't flame me, guys, for not wearing kit. I'm not going to be racing around. We're just going to have a nice steady ride in the 33 degree heat of the early evening, and we'll chat more on the journey. So here I am, guys, on one of my favourite bikes. I absolutely love the little 650 Super Meteor. It's a super fun bike to ride, very easy to ride, very easy to live with, and superb smooth engine and gearbox. So, like I said, the sun's going down, it's still very warm. No, I haven't got gloves on, no, I haven't got a jacket on, I've just got a pair of jeans on and a t-shirt. But, like I said, I'm not going to be looking for trouble, I'm not going to be racing. I'm going to keep an eye out for any wild boar or goats that should be jumping across the road. So, chances of anything happening are virtually zero. Touch wood, that'll be my wooden noggin. So like I say, I'm not going to go too far. I'm just going to go 5 or 6 kilometers away and just have a look around this ruin. So house prices in Spain, saying that 14,000 is pretty cheap. House prices are shooting up here in Spain at the moment. You'll have to forgive my voice. As you all know, the suspension on the Super Meteor is on the hard side, and these sections of our local road are pretty bad. Yeah, house prices are going up considerably in Spain at the moment. Lots of Dutch and Scandinavian people buying in this region where I live. Still English buying, but not so much with the hoops you have to jump through. But yeah, things are generally good. The economy in Spain is, from all intents and purposes, and the figures we're being told, is leading the rest of Europe. Balmy, I know, and we're at about 4% GDP, where the other countries are hovering around 1, or some are looking at going into recession. So generally, it would seem on paper that Spain is doing very, very well. How that equates to prices on the ground remains to be seen. Wages haven't moved much over the last few years. Prices, as you know, throughout Europe, and I say Europe, and when I'm referring to Europe in my videos, I'm referring to the European Union. I'm just cutting it down a bit. I know that even Russia's in Europe, but I'm on about Europe in general. That's the European Union. Prices have gone up significantly. I would say prices here in Spain have more or less doubled in the last 2 or 3 years. You can expect to pay twice the price for your shopping now, your weekly shop, than 3 years ago. Fuel prices, electric, gas, etc. all have shot through the roof. That said, booze, wine, whiskey and beer still incredibly cheap. So if you like a wee dram or a glass of wine to unwind at night, it's still very, very cheap. So yeah, it's still a fantastic place to live, very, very safe, hardly any crime. Kids can go out and play in the streets till all hours of the night, and of course once they break up from school and their parents are enjoying the warm evenings, it's not unusual to see kids out at midnight, 1 in the morning, and having a very long lie-in in the morning, then going about the day, the following day in the pool or down on the beach. So during the summer months when it's warm, like I say, one of my favourite times of the day to ride. It's still warm, it's really warm to be honest, but you've not got that bearing down heat of the sun on you, and it's just nice and relaxing in general. So I believe up this way we've got about another kilometre or 2 kilometres to go. There's a little ruin that's advertised on Wallapop, which is a buying and selling app that is available throughout Europe. And I've restored quite a few ruins in the past. The main thing you need to look out for if you're buying something like that in Spain, if it has a valid set of deeds called an escritor here in Spain, and if it's not got valid paperwork, it's not worth touching, to be honest. Yeah, cost of reforming property. I don't know if any of you watch this and you're in various parts of Europe and you're thinking of buying a holiday home in Spain. A lot of people buy fairly old properties around here, farms and ruins, with the idea of reforming them. And the rule of thumb is whatever you're pretty much paying for it, you need to spend that on top again. And reform now in this area, probably looking around €1,200 per square metre to reform a property. So if you buy a ruin that's 100 square metres, you're looking about €112,000 to reform it into a good standard. and you're probably looking at paying about 80,000 for something like that, 80, 90,000. So you're looking at spending a couple of 100,000 to get it ship shape and livable with a kitchen, bathroom and all modernised. So you have to weigh up the prices generally in your own country. I know a couple of 100,000 euros probably equates to about 160,000 pounds sterling. There's still not a lot of money for a nice place once it's reformed, but it's just biting the bullet and doing that. A lot of people buy these ruins for 80, 90,000 and think they're going to get some guy in a Spanish straw hat who's going to reform it for 20. Well, those days have long gone. Materials are very, very expensive now. As is labour. It's not as expensive as the UK, but general labour costs are a lot more expensive for a legitimate building company, I would say. So yeah, it's not a cheap proposition anymore, but not an expensive one. Depends what your idea of cheap and expensive is. I mean, for the Scandinavians who come here from the Benelux countries and people from Ireland, I mean, Ireland, the average salary in Ireland now, according to what I've read, is £5,000 a month. And that's an average salary, so obviously there's going to be lower ones, there's going to be higher ones. But Ireland at the moment is second highest paid salary throughout Europe, only coming in after, I believe it's Norway and a couple of other Benelux countries that have a high monthly income. Spain still lags way behind the other countries. The average monthly wage here in Spain is reported to be about 2,200 a month, so about 550 euros a week. Yes, there's a few little houses for sale here, and I think it's within this block of houses, and you can see how ruinous these are. I don't know, pick it up on camera, we'll have a tour around the back. And this is the one on my left hand side here. So if you're interested in stuff like this, guys, these are the sort of things that people buy up and reform. I'm just going to tap the camera because my microphone was fairly low. I don't know if it's actually recording still. If not, I'll take the camera off and we'll do it with the camera. It should pick up my voice. So we'll see. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're still recording. We've still got microphones. So yeah, these little houses tend to be in enclaves like this. I'll keep the cam on my chest at the moment while I walk around, just save it flailing around. So this little property that we're looking at now, it's for sale for 14,000. That's the asking price. Now, again, like I said earlier in the video, it's a totally different video to what I normally do this, guys. There's the bike. My little baby there, my Super Meteor 650. Excuse me. That's I'm grunting away, guys, because of the pollen. Now, I've seen the photos inside of this, and inside of this there's a wine press. There's the old bodega where they used to prepare the grapes, or probably still do, actually. So, from what I believe, it's 60 square meters. So it's a very small gîte. Not a lot of land with it. I believe the just the main land around the house, so nothing substantial. But this field I'm looking at and looking down with all the almonds in is being sold by the neighbour, and I believe another property is being sold by the neighbour as well. The same neighbour that owns that field, and could well be this one we rode past. So you can see these are very old buildings. They're all pine beam ceilings. I don't believe there's any water here at the moment. No power going to that building. The other buildings have got power lines. This particular thing here that I'm looking at now with a padlock, it's a type of well, but it's not a natural spring well. It's called an ajibe. A-J-I-B-E, ajibe. And what it does, when we have torrential rain, it gathers the rainwater, and that goes down into a large deposit under the ground, and they're actually used a lot of water. And obviously you couldn't use it for drinking, but if you filtered it, you could use it for washing, etc. So I believe this big thing we're looking at here now, and it is a big building, I believe that's for sale. And these enclave of houses, they're not as saleable, because obviously if you buy one of them and you reform that particular one, then obviously you've got ruins around you and prospective neighbours in the near future. But yeah, this one is for sale as well. And one at the front was for sale. So very interesting. Beautiful spot just on the edge of the municipality of Ricotti. Stunning mountains, the Sierra di Ricotti over to the right there. You see people have got little log cabins. There's a house in the distance, I don't know if you'll see it from here, just between the trees. It looks like a cream house. I reformed that about 17 years ago. And that was a ruin, but it's still in pretty nice condition 17 years later. Another little one here for sale, and an electric meter to the side, so that's got power post there. Very interesting. So just a random video, guys, might be interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Would you buy a ruin in Spain? If you do, I know a very good builder. Yeah, so yeah, that's interesting, this one, particular one here, just for a flip of a place. It would never be a place that you would live in, but certainly somewhere you could come and lock up and just go walk around the mountains. Quite quaint. Sides could be dug out. The building will obviously go down to ground level. Inside it'll be one level, and obviously this bank up the side could be dug out and it could be leveled off, and the outside could be finished in stone or re-rendered. It looks like someone's got it as something, because it's got wooden windows with shutters in. It's got the metal bars on the window. These metal bars on the window are called rejas here in Spain, and they are a requisite for insurance purposes. If you haven't got them on the ground windows, some of your insurance could be valid if you have a break-in. And quite interesting, because these are quite new, they're not that old, so it begs the question whether someone has bought this before. It's got new tile windowsills on there, and maybe come up against a snag. There's been some building work here. Maybe they bought it and they can't go any further because it's not legal or whatever, but I'll ask the question later and I'll let you know in the comments. So guys, a really random video. Really random. Maybe interesting to you, maybe not be, but just for me to blow a few cobwebs off before the working week starts. Out in a toodle, and I'll record a little bit more if the microphone lets me, and I'll show you a little bit more of the landscape. In fact, what I'll do, I'll just give you a quick blast of the exhaust on this. And this type of bike, for doing what I'm doing now and not going anywhere in particular, not rushing around, it's a beautiful little bike. It's perfect for this sort of thing. Perfect for most things, really. I can't see why people buy bikes and flip them fairly quick or get rid of them and lose a load of money on them. I see people in the UK who bought these in the past, and as soon as the Classic come out, oh, I want the Classic. As soon as the Bear comes out, oh, I want the Bear. But I just can't see the sense. This is one of the best bikes Royal Enfield have ever made, build quality, etc, etc. And what I'll do, I'll scoot up over the top of the mountain, and this is a bit of off-road. Probably shouldn't be doing it on this particular bike, but I'm sure it'll handle it okay. Onto dirt gravel track. We're onto loose shale now, so get across there. This is the type of terrain that the Vos 300 just gobbles up. Big rear section tyre on this Super Meteor, not great on this type of stuff. Just tend to track in ruts. Now I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking the same a couple of seconds ago, that I said I wasn't going to do anything silly, and here I am going down a heavily rutted dirt track on it, and stalling the bike as well actually. Here we go. Oh, great. Plenty of juice. Now, I've caught that on camera, I don't know what happened there. I was just tootling down there, I pulled the clutch in so I was freewheeling. The engine cut out and wouldn't start. Never had a problem with this bike before. I don't know if a sensor on that bit of rough ground shook about a bit. Maybe the side stand, no, side stand's pretty tight, so I'll pull the side stand down, put it back up again, and it has started, so let's get off here. What I was going to say then, guys, is that what I was going to say there, guys, is previously I'd said to you I wasn't going to do anything stupid because I've got no gloves on and I've got no kit on, and there I am going over a really rough section of off-road on a bike that's not really designed to do that. I'm sure any of you guys in India watching will be laughing at the moment because most of your country roads are pretty rough. So guys, I'll cobble this video together. Like I say, it's totally random, totally off the cuff. I'll catch you in the next one. Ride safe, guys, and peace out.